As always, the chapter got translated very quickly, and I do know for a fact that most of you haven't read it, so I'm gonna have it in the description below and in the pinned comment of this video. Go read it, come back to this video, watch the review. I'll see you in a bit. Before I start with the video, I just want to thank my bro Eric for this beautiful thumbnail. Now, he made an Instagram account where he will post colored panels of the Boruto manga. He already has 2 pictures there, I believe. So yeah, I'm gonna have his Instagram in the description below, so definitely make sure to follow him. The thumbnail you see right now is just you know, casually done, so it can make this thumbnail look more attractive, I guess. But yeah, I will have his Instagram down below. What if Kashin Koji kills Ao? After all, Ao was a good guy. Maybe he starts showing some empathy for Boruto and his team, and as soon as Kashin Koji notices this, he goes in and kills him. And then, you know, Boruto and everybody would be confused, and they would like ask him, why did you kill your comrade, let's say, something like that. And then Kashin Koji would explain how Ao got into the car, because as you can fucking see, I predicted this. Granted, I had some wrong predictions back when I did my preview video for this chapter, because the clip I showed you right now was from my Boruto chapter 22 news video. But I just knew it, guys. I just fucking knew it. But let's just talk about this chapter from page 1, and later on we're gonna get into the Kashin Koji related stuff. So obviously, at the end of last chapter, I mean the chapter before, chapter 22, which was chapter 21, Boruto did the Rasengan to Ao, and he destroyed his mecha arm, I guess. And anyway, it was clearly written that Ao was gonna, you know, show his trump card or whatever in this chapter. Now, what surprises me the most is that this trump card wasn't a Byakugan. I thought that, you know, maybe they could play around with that, because obviously Boruto knows about the Hyuga clan. He's, you know, his mom is a fucking Hyuga. And I just thought that it could have been really interesting if they, you know, showcased the, you know, the Byakugan. But no, that wasn't a trump card. I had these technological things coming out from his body or whatever. And yeah. Now, the thing is, I already saw a couple of people complaining about Boruto one-shotting Ao, which is completely wrong. In chapter 21, you know, Team 7 did it together. And now, you know, Ao was severely, I don't want to say injured, but he was weaker because he lost a lot of chakra from the usage of the chakra saber in the last chapter, which was chapter 21. And pretty much Konohamaru saved him right now in this chapter. You know, he saved Boruto from those explosions or whatever. And, you know, at this point, I was like, what is gonna happen? Like, trump card was there, it was used, it didn't do anything, what the fuck's gonna happen? And, obviously, we had this great fighting sequence between Boruto and Ao, you know, Boruto using the shadow clones, and I really like the tactical use of the shadow clones that Boruto implemented in this chapter as well. He used his clones pretty smart in the last chapter as well, but now, again, it was just pure greatness. You know, him putting the scientific arm on one of the clones and thus confusing Ao to believe that that was the real Boruto. Now, I really liked the moment when Sarada wanted to step in and save Boruto and Mitsuki just pulled her back. That kind of got me confused, but then, you know, I realized that, you know, they knew for Boruto's plan. And there was this interesting sentence that Boruto said in this chapter. I'm not going to quote it exactly, but he was like, a real ninja should see underneath the underneath, something like that. There's a big chance that I completely made a stupid mistake, but you basically get my point, which was, you know, he was being cocky because obviously he outsmarted Ao, but cocky in a positive way, if that's even possible. But you get my point again. Now, I will say this, however. I hoped that Ao would be kind of stronger, I guess. But then again, that's because I thought we were going to see some hacks Byakugan ability or whatever. But what I'm about to say later on in my review probably connects to the thing that I'm gonna say now. Ao wasn't trying his best. I think he was potentially holding back all the time. Now, why do I think so? It's not because he saved Boruto at the end. Obviously, it is because of that. But even in the 21st chapter, Kashin Koji was questioning Ao's loyalty for the Kara. Obviously, we knew that, we know that Ao was a good guy in Naruto Shippuden. And it's just crazy to see him being this, evil guy. I mean, evil. We don't know the goals of the Kara. Yeah, I mean, he didn't look too good, right? I mean, like, he didn't look like a good character. That's what I'm trying to say. And, it's just fucking crazy because there are so many mysteries regarding Ao right now. And I'm just having so many thoughts, which I'm not going to include in this video because this is supposed to be a review, not a theory video. But anyway, what I was trying to say is that Ao wasn't trying 100%. First of all, as I said, because of the loyalty thing that Kashin Koji questioned at the end of the last chapter. And second of all, it feels as though he isn't acting naturally. He had those, strange quotes. For example, this body gives me the chills, or I get the chills, something like that, when he stood up from all these rocks that were thrown at him. And it's just something very mysterious about Ao. And the Kashin Koji obviously noticed it. It wasn't only me. And yeah, that's crazy. And I showed you the clip at the start of this video. My prediction was that, Kashin Koji would kill him. And then maybe in the next chapter, Boruto would ask him, like, why did you kill him? And then we get the backstory. I really hope that happens. Maybe he was saved by Kara and then he wanted to repay the debt, because Kara saved him or whatever. And then he realized they were bad or whatever. I don't know. It's really, really confusing. I don't think he was controlled. I heard some people saying that, but I really don't think that's the case. I don't know, guys. I'm trying to think, but it's so fucking complicated. The screwdriver that Ao aimed at Boruto a couple of chapters ago, like Boruto aimed it at him. He was basically referring again to the quote that Ao said to Boruto, which is it depends on how you use them, something like that. Because basically the message is, the weapon itself isn't evil, it's just, as I said, depends on how you use it. I mean, not weapon, any ninja tech. As we can see, Katasuki saved, other lives using ninja tech. And as I said, that was so symbolic. I mean, even in the last chapter, Boruto basically referred to his quote, but this chapter, him putting the screwdriver next to Ao, it was just crazy. Obviously, we knew that Boruto wasn't going to kill him. And by the way, I just wanted to quickly mention this. The combo that he used was really nice, with the sword or whatever, the scientific sword, and the Rasengan. I kind of got surprised by the fact that he was able to wield the sword, because if I remember correctly, a couple of chapters ago, he literally took the sword and he fell down because, it was so hard to handle it. But yeah, this was just for a split moment, I guess. And we had a lot of great panels in this chapter. We had Ao holding Boruto like this. I mean, that's part of my thumbnail. And I already talked about this in, I think, my last chapter review, but the art style, it keeps improving and improving in every fucking chapter. Props to Ikemoto for that. And yeah, even the cover, the colored page, it was just beautifully done, honestly. Not only this cover, the past couple of covers, pretty much almost all of them, but yeah, it just keeps getting better and better. But anyway, going back to my original point, Boruto didn't kill Ao, which was pretty much expected. Anyway, what happened afterwards completely, and I mean completely shocked me. Yo, when I saw Kashin Koji looking at Ao from above, And when I saw Ao's look, there's just something about that panel that makes it so fucking beautiful. You could argue that it's simple to draw a worried look, but that fucking panel, oh my god, Ikemura, that was beautiful. And you just know that something messed up, that something seriously messed up and fucked up is gonna happen. And you see Kashin Koji standing right there, summoning a boiler toad or whatever, and crushing Ao. And at the last moment, Ao does water style and saves Boruto. Yo, oh my fucking god. Later on, Kashin Koji continues speaking, or I should say starts speaking, and he questions Ao's decision to save Boruto. Is it because he wanted to die a noble death of a shinobi? Or maybe, just maybe, he triggered some empathy for Boruto? Yo! No, oh my fucking god. That was so fucking epic. Kashin Koji, after the girl from the Kara that looks like she has a dojutsu, is my personal, not favorite Kara member, but most interesting Kara member. I'm talking about the inner circle. Like, oh my god. Oh, this is so epic. You know it's fucking good when it leaves you speechless. And, like, I don't know what to say. Kashin Koji completely killed him. He killed that that old guy from the inner circle. I mean, he was referred to as an honorable elder. I'm pretty sure he's killed. I think Koji killed him in chapter 15, 16, or 17. I'm not entirely sure, but you guys probably remember it. And he used he was shown using a hand sign, so that was some jutsu, right? Which is very interesting because, you know, he puts emphasis on Ao using ninjutsu. And, you know, Kashin Koji also was shown using ninjutsu, as I said. And yeah, that's very, very interesting. And, you know, the fact that his toad is called Boiler Gamma or something like that makes sense. Because, you know, boiler, you know, heat, you know, fire style. You get the point. And, you know, it's just crazy. Kashin Koji is fucking ruthless. You know, a couple of chapters ago, I've talked about this in the past, you know, when he was in that train and when he looked at, you know, at the environment, he was like, the fire country, Konoha, whatever, it's destiny, something like that. He said something along those lines, which is the main reason why many people thought he was Jiraiya. I did 2 videos explaining that he's not Jiraiya, but there could be some type of connection, I guess, which I will get into in a bit. But anyway, he completely kills Ao. Boruto is surprised, obviously, and he's standing there on a toad. And he's referring to Boruto as Uzumaki Boruto-kun. And obviously, when you refer to somebody as kun in Japanese, that means that you have some type of relationship with him. Now, obviously, Boruto doesn't know Kashin Koji. Kashin Koji shouldn't know Boruto. He probably heard some stories about him, but personally, I don't think they know each other. But the fact that Kashin Koji is referring to him in that nice way, quote-unquote nice way, it's so fucking mysterious. And I feel as though he could be luring Boruto to join the Kara. But I could make a separate video about it in the future. I'm not really sure, but we'll see. Anyway, I want to briefly mention the whole Jiraiya thing. Yes, they both have white hair. They both have face paint here. They both use toads. They're both somehow linked to the Hinleaf village. Or the Fire Country, whatever. But the thing is, I already said it in Naruto Shippuden. Jiraiya's arm in a soul type of form was shown touching Naruto. And a lot of people said, well, Kakashi saw Obito multiple times. That was pure symbolism. This was actually Jiraiya touching Naruto in a soul form. Because we saw that souls do exist in Naruto. The best example is Hagoromo. Even Obito himself later on gave Kakashi his Sharingan. As I said, at that moment Naruto wasn't thinking about Jiraiya, it was Jiraiya touching Naruto. You could hear it in the episode. So he definitely died. I mean, you saw his body going to, you know, down, sinking. You could make an argument that he was revived off screen, but that kind of sounds unrealistic to me. About the face paint, I also said how, you know, all Kara members have the numbers. The girl on their faces, the girl that most likely has a dojutsu has number 1 here. Kashin Koji probably has number 2 because, you know, when you draw lines here, you can see like these two mean number 2. There's that weird looking dude that has not like number 3, one line here, here, and here. Obviously, Jigen has number 4. The old guy, I suppose he's dead. He has number 5. And you know, we still haven't seen Amado and the guy that stands in the shadows all the time in the Kara. And it makes sense because Kashin Koji looks to be very, very overpowered. And number 2, if those numbers represent the power levels, means that you're very strong. Obviously, that will make the girl with the dojutsu the strongest, which would also make sense because that dojutsu looks like a fucking advanced version of the Rinnegan, to be honest. But we'll see. A lot of people think that, you know, Jigen will definitely be the strongest. The fact that he's the leader doesn't mean that he has to be the strongest, but maybe he could be. Obviously, I don't know if you guys know about a certain anime / manga series called Bleach. I mean, you probably know about it, but I don't know if you're into it. There's this villain organization group thing, whatever, called Espada, where you also have these ranking systems, and you know, number 1 should be the strongest, number 2 second strongest, and so on. But you clearly had some exceptions to that rule, and I'm pretty sure you guys know who I'm referring to. But anyway, we will see. Now, summoning jutsu, that makes people believe that that's Jiraiya. Now, I researched this, and in Naruto Shippuden, or Naruto, I'm not really sure, but it was clearly shown that there are minimum 6, you know, users, people who wrote the contracts with the Toads. I mean, I don't know if it was shown 5 back then, and then we got obviously another Toad user in Boruto being Konohamaru. But anyway, what I found after doing a research is that at least 6 people have the contract. Konohamaru, Naruto, Minato, Jiraiya. That leaves us with minimum 2 people. One of those 2 people could very well be Kashin Koji. Now, some of you might say it's definitely Kashin Koji. Why are you saying he might be? Well, you can summon an animal even if you didn't make a contract with it. If you have some portion of blood from a person that made the contract, and if you have obviously the summoning seal and the chakra for it. Now, that will mean that, you know, Kashin Koji or somebody, you know, kind of found Jiraiya's body at the bottom of the ocean, which also sounds pretty unrealistic. But I don't know. It just might be the fact that, you know, Kashin Koji simply was one of these people, which could mean that he's fucking old. God knows how old he could be. A lot of people say that Kashin Koji is Jiraiya's son, but I actually think that he's very, very old. He doesn't look too old, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. There's also this theory that maybe while Jiraiya was fucking prostitutes, he forgot to buy a condom or whatever, and then he accidentally made a child. But that is just, I don't know, guys. I really don't know. That could be correct technically, but we'll see. This chapter had great art, great fights. Ao probably most likely died in a very heroic way, in a very epic way. You know, in a way that I really like, and now we need to see his backstory as soon as possible to understand his character completely. The introduction of Kashin Koji's summoning jutsu, another mystery at the end. Like, overall, the chapter was so fucking good. Definitely one of the best, if not the best chapters of the Boruto manga. 10 out of 10 for me. I'm so hyped for the next chapter. I wish the manga was weekly, but it's just the way it is. Anyway, that was your boy Hokage. Twitter and Discord links are in the description below. As I mentioned at the start of the video, Eric, the guy who made the thumbnail, made an Instagram where he will post colored panels, so make sure to follow him there. That was your boy Hokage, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.